like, yeah, sure, he is bright, happy, all of that. Hi, Lucy. She will be a guest on this podcast today.
She's a guest today because she's very upset about
she's
being
like,
away from me. So
she's like, Mom, why did you leave me?
Hello and welcome to the Krazecast, a podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings you close to the action. My name is Roxy, and today I'm joined by my fellow host, Jay.
Hi, everyone. To keep up with all our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Krazemag, and YouTube, The Kraze.
If you enjoy our content, please consider helping to support our organization through Ko-Fi. Our team is 100% volunteer-based, so any donation helps a great deal, and we can't do any of this without y'all's support. So head over to ko-fi.com/thekraze, where you can donate however much you please, and we thank you ahead of time so much for your support.
And if you are watching this on YouTube, before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch our next episode, and hit that bell for notifications for whenever we upload new videos. So, oh my God, it's a weekend. It's been busy as of late. Roxy's in a new place.
I am. I'm in a new location.
I'm technically in a new place. I'm coming to you from my bed, basically, this episode. And it's a no bones day, so I'm just gonna be comfortable.
Is it?
Yes,
it's
a no bones. Yeah, it's a no bones day today. And if you haven't heard of that trend, I suggest you follow. He's so cute.
I love Noodle. I just hate that he is 13 years old.
I know, he's so old, but he's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I've been moving. So I can't find like my earbuds, so I'm wearing my kitty cat ears headset.
It's cute though. It's cute.
It doesn't fit the vibe of what I'm wearing though. No, I haven't been able to dye my hair in weeks, so now it looks disgusting. I'm not having a good time. I'm just trying to get all my shit moved in. But
hey, at least there's no echo in your area.
That's true.
Because you know how usually in new rooms and it's not filled as much yet, there's no echo. There's usually an echo. So you're good on audio.
That's good. I have a special little loft upstairs for my office. And my dog is not having a good time right now. She's like, her separation anxiety is really intense.
She's like,
so
new place, don't like this.
Yeah, I left her in my room with a Ocarina of Time Let's Play playing, so she thinks that I'm nearby. If this like, costs my electric bill, I swear to God.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, we are here today because we didn't get to finish it last time. We are on part 2 of our top 9 3x3 K-pop albums of all time, and we just wanted to finish that episode because we still have albums to talk about. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it today, and try not to feel FOMO for Head in the Clouds right now, because if you haven't been paying attention to our Twitter, our pictures are so good and I'm jealous.
I did hear though, like, because that whole thing at Astro World or whatever just happened, so apparently at Head in the Clouds they are taking any issue very seriously.
Yeah, any precaution. We want to put it out there real quick before probably we start this episode fully. It's concert season starting up again, and we just want to encourage all of our listeners to be safe, be aware of your surroundings, stay hydrated as much as possible, whether you're in an outdoor environment or an indoor, especially indoor. It can get crazy inside, so just be careful, be safe. Please, like, if you notice something's going around you, call security immediately. Don't wait.
Don't trample on people, for God's sake.
Too. Like,
I've heard stories about what happened at Astro World, and I cannot believe people. I genuinely can't. Like, they were crawling on top of like ambulances, and people were stampeding on top of people that had fallen over and passed out. It is ridiculous. I don't know what happened to all y'all. Did you like forget human decency while you were in lockdown? It's ridiculous.
And it's just like, to break down the cages, the security checks for it. I mean, was it worth it? Was it worth it? You know, and so just this weekend, as of we're recording, it's Head in the Clouds. We know people who are there. I texted the people, like my close friends who are there. I was like, hey, just be safe, do what you can to keep yourself in check and be like, have fun, of course, but definitely be safe, because I just don't want anybody else hurt, and all of that. And I'll tell you a story after this of like things that I've heard off recording, but honestly, just be safe out there. Concert, especially BTS coming up, it's gonna be crazy. Be careful. Please be careful. Anyways, lighter topics. Top
Yes.
9. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can start. I kind of want to go a little bit of a different direction here. So one album that I think is probably one of the best albums of all time is Punchinello's Ordinary.
Oh, I'm like, that's an artist I was not expecting you to say.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't listened to the album, but he's so good as an artist.
I think Punchinello is my favorite like K rapper. And this album just solidified it for me. So when it came out, I was like, I hadn't even known Punchinello when it came out. But a lot of the songs are so good and show a very different side to him, and also have like very different features, but like a lot of very talented people. Like I believe Say is on one of them. Crush is on another. Is it Crush? Or is that the name of the song? I should have looked it up beforehand. But there's a lot of like, there's a lot of different types of sounds. So he does like the K-R&B sort of sound, the chill thing. He does like the angry rapping. My favorite song is Absinthe, where there's a point where he actually like just screams into the mic, and it was like so raw and emotional. I was like, I love this shit. Like this is gonna be it. So he is a bit of a wild card as far as like favorite albums, since pretty much all the other ones are K-pop, but I just think he is a very talented rapper. And when he signed with AOMG, I was so fucking excited.
Yeah, I remember seeing him debut. What was the song he did? It was the one with fruit. It was a fruit lime, and I forgot the other one. But when that came out, I really like from the get-go. I was like, oh, I like his sound. I like what he's doing. If you haven't heard of Punchinello, I think you have to get into him. He's so good as an artist. I haven't been keeping up recently, but yeah, that was a wild card. I was not expecting you to put in a rapper into this one. Wow, I need to go check out that album then.
I write surprise of the week. So
that's true. You do. And that has bring a lot of K-hip-hop, K-R&B into that mix.
Yeah, it really has. Picking that up has exposed me to a lot more in that scene, which I think is something that like people want to do, but are also intimidated, because like when you are looking from the outside in, it's the same with K-pop. It's like you see all of the artists and all the talent. You're like, where do I even begin? That's the hardest part. But
I feel like it's also intimidating, like in general, like where do we start with when it comes to K-hip-hop, K-R&B? Because like I don't know, like it is, I feel like they're the edgier sibling to K-pop, so it's just like it's kind of a hit or miss if that's what you're looking for. So I think if you're wanting a good like he does a little bit of not lo-fi per se, but he does a lot more, like he has chill tracks, but also like Roxy said, there are some angry ones in there, so it's a good mix. Wow, I need to go check out this album. What the heck?
Yep. It came out in 2019.
Wow, that's so recent.
Yeah, and actually one of our writers, Julia, like did the coverage of it. And when I was like reading through her article, I was like, oh, this looks good. I should check this out.
Yeah, you know what? We find little gems within the craze. So it's just like, hey, you never know. You just scroll through the tags, you might find something that you like. So I'm go check that out. Keeping into the realm, if you don't mind me jumping into mine, is that okay?
Yeah.
Within the realm of hip hop, I think I'm unintentionally wearing the sweater that came from this group, if you're watching the video. But I had to include Epic High's Shoebox album. Born Hater off of that album is so good, in my opinion, and it was literally just a big F you, a big fuck you, like type of track, and they performed that at Mama, and obviously censored it, but getting to experience that live, and then also just the motions that this album goes through of there is anger, there's love, there's heartbreak, and everything that is in this album. I think that I'm still on the hunt for this physical album till this day. Like, I want this album. Burj Khalifa off of it is another good hip hop track. They have their rendition of Eyes Nose Lips from Taeyang, which he also features on that album. The features that this album has in general, really great. I think if you want a good introductory to Epic High, this is a great album for like that's more recent, even though this album, I forgot how old this album is at this point.
I believe it came out in 2013.
Yeah, this album is old as what people would say, but there's a reason why they're still in the industry till this day. Why my introductory to Epic High was when they released Fan, and I don't even remember what year that was, but it was in the early 2000s when they released this group is legendary. They're going on tour next year. Roxy's going. I haven't bought my ticket yet. But I think everybody's also waiting for the second part to their most recent album, Epic High, is here. And if you haven't gotten into Epic High, like, do it. Like, they're so good. They're funny too, off when they're not, when they're not in the studio. But the magic that happens with Epic High, where does this talent come from?
I fucking love Epic High. That is a great group. Like, if you want to get into K-hip hop or K-R&B, Epic High is a great starting point.
Oh yeah.
Definitely Born Hater, I think, was really the thing that skyrocketed them. They'd been around for a long time, but like, it's so good. And actually off that album, the song Amor Fati is one of my favorites.
Oh, yes, Amor Fati is really good on that one.
Very emotional and kind of heavy, but
is there I believe, I don't know if it was this album. I think it's this album too. I don't remember off the top of my head. Lehigh is also on this album as well. When you pair up Lehigh and Epic High together, it's just like magic happens. And it's funny how like people always like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't pick the No Thanks album or the album that has No Thanks on it, because I use on that track. Sure, but I resonate so much with the Shoebox album that it's like, it's a staple Epic High album. Listen to it, please.
And you did say that they are very funny. They are so fucking funny. They're
funny.
They did like a BuzzFeed, I forget what it was about, but Tableau
is the best friend quiz.
The best friend quiz.
That was
Tableau
funny.
Is like the loud, chaotic friend. And like, I resonated so much with Two Cuts in that video because he was like so fucking done with everything. He was like, shut up. Like, I was like, right? I want to be Tableau, but I'm not. I'm Two Cuts. And
like he's dad, like he's actual dad. The way how he introduces himself, or at least when they last toured for this tour, he's like, hi everybody, I'm Haru Oppa. Like, I'm Haru's dad. And I'm just like, yes, please. Like, and I think also what makes it very relatable is that like Tableau is also very open when it comes to his mental health and his own struggles. And you can hear that in the songs itself, and like the emotion that all of their albums, but the emotion that's specifically within the Shoebox album is so deep that it's like, fuck. Like, I just had my moment of just like, wow, I'm going through some shit, but also, wow, I also feel so empowered at the same time. So it's just like, yeah, this album, please listen to it. It's so good.
Tableau is another one of those artists that's like wears his heart on his sleeve, and his music is very relatable because he's gone through it himself. So much like, August D, it's something that, you feel very deep in yourself. And it's like very real. So that's really what makes such a good artist to me. And then, obviously the music they make is amazing. And they do a lot of like throwback hip hop. So sometimes the stuff that they produce sounds a lot like the 90s hip hop, which like if you're old like me is a great time because it's very it's very nostalgic.
If you were a 90s baby, you get it.
Yeah. And I mean like not 1998 90s baby. I'm talking like early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I think part of his charm is, and especially the fact that he's open about his mental health, but at the same time is so like silly. It's like you see a whole, you know, the whole person in him. He doesn't put up a front. And that's what I think makes people like him so much, because even I, like when I would have issues, you know, if you followed, he used to be on Snapchat. I don't think he really does that anymore, but he would like say inspirational stuff and he just make you feel better. He has very like dad energy for sure. That helps too. So it's like, I joke, I call him my dad all the time as a joke, but he just like has that sort of like comfort to him. And plus like we saw Haru grow up too. If you haven't seen Haru on Hello Baby, it's so fucking cute.
I think it's that not Hello Baby. It's a different one. Superman.
Oh yeah. Or the Return of Superman. My bad.
There we go. Yeah. And seeing her just grow up, and now like you hear her like in his like the more recent albums and stuff now, but just to see her grow up, see all of them grow up too, just because, you know, all of them are now married. Yes, I think Mithra is the only one who doesn't have kids yet. I don't think so, but just seeing them still vibe together and still work so cohesively together, it's just like you can't find groups like this anymore who've been doing it for almost 20 years at this point.
And they've survived some shit, because there was a period of time where for some reason people decided that Tableau's Stanford degree was not real and just were out for blood for no reason. I never understood this. This happened before I was around, but like, why do you care so much? Like the whole point of Born Hater, he references that experience in Born Hater as well. So like they almost ran him out of the music industry because there were people that were so intent on proving that he was a liar. And I'm like, sometimes I just like, I hate humanity.
Right.
like you're trying to take down a genuinely nice guy for what? What did he ever do to you?
Yeah, like they were blacklisted from the industry for quite some time because of it, and I can't even imagine the mental toll that took for Epic High, just because it's like they love creating music. They really love their craft, and you know, they're gonna take their time. A lot of people are like, when's the next comeback? When's this happening? They're like, you're gonna get my work when we're ready for it to happen. You know, Epic High is Here Part 1 took, you know, a while for it to come out. I think they've been releasing singles up until that point, or like mini albums, but to get a full-blown album again was like, whoa, this is happening.
Years. Wow. It was years.
So it's just like Epic High, I feel like, is a good artist that I think you have to just get into. Like if you really want to know and see the progression of their hip hop and their rap and all of their artistry from beginning to end, really great group. I mean, honestly, really good group.
I actually have one of their albums on my favorite list too.
Oh, really? You do? Which one?
The one that you mentioned earlier, the We've Done Something Wonderful, the one that has No Thanks on it.
Yeah. That one's a good album too.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit more darker than Shoebox, I want to say.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah. But it's, I guess the time it came out too. I don't know. I always like depressing music. It helps me deal with my depression. So like one of the songs I remember when I saw them in 2019, they performed Bleed off that album, which is a very emotional song. And it was just like it was a moment that I had. I was like, this, you know, and that has also a very sort of retro sound. There's just a lot on there. That has Lehigh's.
That's the one that I was just like, I was about to say, I was like,
yeah, Here Come the Regrets.
Wrong. Yes. Oh God.
You will sing that with your whole chest. You don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
I also like that album a lot too, because in No Thanks at the very end, you can hear Yoongi.
Yep. And people don't know that he's there on that track.
because I mean, he's obviously not featured. He just does like a little,
it's like a one-liner.
Yeah. And like the first time I heard it, I was like, bitch, that's Yoongi. Like, I know my man's voice. And BTS has often referenced Epic High as one of their, big musical inspirations. And I feel like around this time too is when Yoongi felt more free to like express. They don't do it as much anymore, I feel like. But like he would talk to Tableau a lot. And when they went to the Billboard Awards for the first time, he sent a picture of like his Billboard ID to Tableau, and Tableau posted it was like, look how cute he is. He's like so excited. And I was just like, it just made my heart so warm because like I love both of them so much. And I just like love that Yoongi got to, work with somebody that was such an inspiration for him. And now they're kind of on the same level.
Right.
It's so lovely.
Right. And like, waiting for the day that those two like actually collide worlds and create a track. If ever, imagine just like,
please.
Another favorite track on that album I like is The Benefits of Heartbreak with Suhyun from Akmu. Her voice paired with them too, a really good song. I mean, deep shit for both of these albums. And like if I didn't choose Shoebox, it would have also been this album too.
I just want to say though, Epic High kept like YG's female soloists like in work. They were the ones that like gave Lee High work when YG wasn't doing it.
True. And then what's it called? Now that CL is, independent, she's by herself, they're like hyping her up too. And it's just like, I think they really pushed for more, like, honestly, I feel like a lot of their female, except for IU, like a lot of their female features are YG talent. At some point, Yuina, when they did the live performance, she was part of YG at the time.
I think they know because the offshoot label that they had was like an offshoot of YG. So they're like intimately familiar with these girls not getting work. So Tableau was like, not on my watch, bitch.
Give them something. This is gonna happen. And yeah, really good album. Ooh, we're starting off with strong albums this morning for this podcast. Wow. Yeah, I honestly get into Epic High, really. And if you like, they're going on tour, if you want it, they're fun live. They're even more fun live.
They're so fun.
They crack jokes with each other, and it's just the energy in that room is a lot more different compared to what a K-pop concert is sometimes.
I find it more chill actually, because like the venue I was at was very, very full. My friends and I were in the back though, because like we're not trying to fight. But I don't recall seeing people being like overly obnoxious.
Yeah.
Or like pushing and stuff like that. Like, at any BTS concert you see, there are going to be people that are like fucking shoving people out of the way, stomping over them. I don't remember seeing that at Epic High. I think maybe just the people that tend to be into that music are, first of all, it's not like about the looks of these of like Tableau's cute, yes, but they're all older, they're married. Like, I don't think anybody's having they are, but I don't think anybody's having like YN fantasies about them.
Oh no.
Yeah, people will be delulu about like K-pop groups and think if they get in the front, like they're gonna get noticed. But I don't think that's a factor with Epic High, which also makes it much more chill. It's just like there's not like a weird atmosphere of like somebody's trying to get laid. But like it's just not a thing that's a factor for Epic High, and it's just like a really nice change of pace because sometimes I don't want to have to fight to like enjoy a concert.
Yeah, I want to say because I had regular tickets, but for some reason I managed to get my way to the front. I think it's also because I think I was working that day, so I had to meet up with my friends. So I had friends in line, and they were like one of the first people in the regular GA line. And I mean, the crowd, is there some pushing? Yes, but everyone just vibed well. Everybody was just jumping up and down, head banging if possible. They're just having so much fun in this crowd. Though I feel like I took a shower in that concert because of the amount of water bottles they were throwing. I was like, okay, like I get it, but dude, like I'm soaking wet at this point. And but I mean, it's so much fun. I don't think I've ever posted the video, and I kind of want to just keep it to myself for a bit. Still, I tablet did grab my phone that concert, and that was fun. And but it's just like even when they're up in the little barricade thing, people are very still nice, and they'll back off immediately like after they go back up on stage. So like really the vibe of Epic Highs, like it's different. It's so much different, and it's fun. It's so much fun. That's why I want to go back.
Yeah, that's why I got tickets too. They were one of the first tours announced.
VIP or GA?
No, just GA. It seems a little too much money for VIP for me at the moment. So,
which makes sense. And I mean, aren't there venues? No, I'm getting, well, a lot of them are sold out. So there's a reason why they're sold out. And it's very intimate too, because they're not playing super big venues.
Yeah, they're at like the nightclub venues ish. They're at the same place they were last time for me. So it's like, a GA only sort of thing.
It's standing room only at that event. I think they changed for here. So we'll see. I've never been to that one, but a lot of like indie rock bands like to perform at these types of venues too. So we'll see.
That's how I'm like so familiar with the ones I go to. I'm like, oh shit, I've been there.
Yeah. Like my best friend is like, oh, they're performing there. I remember when I was in my emo phase and I went to concerts there. I was like, oh, I've never been. So it depends. I've never done that. I wasn't allowed to go to concerts like that. Anyways,
my mom took me to my first goth concert.
I don't want to go to one off topic. I want to just go to a rock concert just to experience it.
Dude, the people at like metal concerts are the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
I've heard.
I have never been hit on by a creepy man at what actually one time. And it was my friend, and she was really stupid because she was telling him all this information. I was like, girl, shut up. He's going to follow us outside.
No.
But in general, like when I was like 16, people would let me go in front of them to get closer so I could see better. Like they are just like, they might be the scariest looking people to outsiders, but they're just in general are so nice.
Like people like, it's the whole stereotype. Oh, you look like a certain way, you're tatted up, you have all like, you have all of this accessories and everything, but it's just like there are bad apples, yes, but most of them are very nice people. Like it's kind of like the misconception of like biker gangs, right? People think like, oh, they're tough, they're mean. Like, some of these biker gangs, they're like a family. They really just care about the whole system. And so it's just like, I want to go to one just to experience it, and be like, I just want to let loose, but haven't found the right concert to go to yet. So anyways, moving on. Next album. It'll be super quick because I think it still stands alone as my favorite release from them. I liked their newest release, but this album I think really shifted how I really liked this group and this album. So it is Red Velvet, and it's their album The Perfect Red Velvet, which is containing Bad Boy off of that album. I think that single, like as a title track alone, shifted so many things for me with Red Velvet, because while we're used to the whole bright, summery, happy Red Velvet, I think this is when they switched to that darker tone, and I'm like, give me this more.
It is interesting.
And it was a little bit of hip hop.
Because it was a little different. The one before that is Peekaboo, which is also considered like a Velvet track, just because like the concept was darker, but the sound was not. So Bad Boy is lovely. Yeah, so Bad Boy was like the first time that it was like a more intense sound, and it was the song when it came out. It was the one.
It was. I feel like it is still Red Velvet's the one out of all of that. That and Psycho, I think, are in my top 2 favorites for Red Velvet, but Bad Boy's the one I'll return to all the time. all the time. And the whole album itself is it still has that dark yet pop sound to them, but it's just like, oh, somehow whenever they do their Velvet concepts is what hits me the most for me, because it's dark, it is more on the sultry R&B side, but Bad Boy itself had hip-hop elements. And I think, I don't remember the video I saw, I don't remember the name, but they did like the producing of the song, and you saw like when I got to watch that video and they explained the elements that went into the song, I think made me appreciate it even more. And the fact this is also the first time we got to see Red Velvet do an all English track, because later on they released it in all English. Everybody at KCON New York, it was at New York when they switched it up halfway through the performing in English. Everybody lost it. I'm just like, oh, so when is the English version coming out? And so when they did that was amazing. I think it's still one of their most iconic albums and releases they have ever done. So that is why that I'll never skip this album, and why I will never skip the song, because it's just like, yes,
I was at that show when they switched up to English. I was like, hold up, did this just happen? Is it in English? I was like,
yeah, you're just like, they don't do that. Like, you don't see a lot of groups doing that, and I feel like this is what's really launching them to do English tracks and how they were able to do it. So it's just like, give me the English version of Psycho, god damn it. I know it's out there somewhere or too. But yes, Bad Boy, they look gorgeous in that music video too. There's something that was about it that, please continue with this concept of being like this, please. I liked Queendom, but I prefer this, please. Yeah. Anyways, your next album, Roxy.
I'm gonna throw a curveball one here that I don't think you'll expect either. One of my second to last favorite albums is NCT 127's Cherry Bomb.
Oh, I was not expecting that album. Like, I knew you liked 127, but Cherry Bomb was not the one that I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting one of more their recent releases.
Oh, I actually liked their older stuff better. I mean, obviously I already slandered Sticker like crazy, but like that album, the album itself was really good, but I listened to every track on Cherry Bomb to this day. And like, it has such variety. And even if like the lyrics are really weird, I don't know, I just really enjoyed that. And I loved Cherry Bomb so much. When I saw that live, I was like so excited.
Like, people don't give NCT 127 or NCT in general enough credit live. They're good. They're so good live. So
they are. And
Cherry Bomb is one of those earworm songs that they have.
It is. And like, it is a little weird, but it wasn't as weird as Fire Truck. So
yeah, I would definitely not put Fire Truck in the top one. I thought you'd also choose Limitless too.
I did like Limitless, but like, as far as albums go, like I liked the B-sides on this one a lot more than other albums. So I'm not as big into NCT these days as I was like when they first came out, but it's like very hit or miss with me for their comebacks at this point.
Okay, but we can all agree that Favorite was better than Sticker.
It was, but like, it still didn't catch me that great. I was like, I mean, this is an improvement, so that's good. Although it was kind of hard to not improve.
I was just like, oh, I prefer Favorite way more better than Sticker. It's kind of like, Sticker was a choice, but the B-sides were better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's a good album. Yeah, that was amazing live. I like Cherry Bomb. It was just like, and also the iconic leg split dance from that one came through from that comeback. So yeah. Oh yeah, I like that one. That was a good one. I think still my favorite NCT song, NCT in general, it will still always be the 7 Cents. I'm just like, please bring that back. Anyways.
Yes, that was a good one.
Anyways, is that it? Are we gonna just are we gonna just blow through the next two? I guess we can.
Yeah, because I mean, for my last one, I don't have too much to say.
I don't know who to do for this one. There's two, and here the thing is that both of them are like technically ults in my opinion. So I don't know who to choose first. Should I choose the female or the male first?
Well, everybody knows what the female one is, so
true. I have to talk about this, okay? I have to. My second to last album is J-Hope's Hope World. And that comes as no surprise because I'm big J-Hope bias. But that album in itself, we got a lot of hip hop. We got a lot of like bright sunshine boy, him, self-explanatory. There's something so positive that resonates from this album, but also we got a little bit more of the a lot. How do I describe it? Darn it, I lost my train of thought. We still got to see a little bit more of a, why can't I explain it well? A vulnerable, slower side to J-Hope with Blue Side also off this album. Shout out to My Hope World. That is, that's him. He this man, I swear to God, radiates positivity. And like the reason why, not just because I bias him, okay, like he is like this whole album puts me in a good mood. And it's just like we get the hip hop with Hangsan bass line as the introductory. We got Airplane, which then transitioned when they did Airplane Part 2 with BTS. He still keeps one of the verses in there, and I'm just like, I love him.
It's funny. His rapper aesthetic is like the exact opposite of the other two,
right?
Because like Yoongi and Rapmon are both, like, I keep saying that, Yoongi and RM are both very like dark, angsty men, and then J-Hope is like, just kidding, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, but you know what though, it's just like, I think that's why he evens the whole rap line out, I think, and the thing is that J-Hope as an artist, like, yeah, sure, he is bright, happy, all of that. Hi, Lucy. She will be a guest on this podcast today.
She's a guest today because she's very upset about being away from me. So
she's like, Mom, why did you leave me? Anyways, even though like we have this bright, bubbly personality from J-Hope, when he goes in on their darker, like all of the ciphers, all of their and God, what was the other song? Tear? Dude, this man can rap. And it's just like,
his verse in Tear hits different. It really does.
It does. It really does. Like, there's so much emotion there, and it's just like, God forbid the day he decides to make a darker album, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And I'm just like, when is your next release? When's your next mixtape? I'm here for it.
What's the one song off Hope World where he says, every day I'm like chilling with my dog or whatever? I forget what it was.
Oh gosh, I know
something along those lines.
Yeah,
but I was like, bro, same. I believe his dog is also a Shih Tzu.
Mickey. Yeah,
Mickey's a little Shih Tzu, a brown one.
He's old too.
Lucy's the old Shih Tzu.
He is. Yeah. So if like Roxy says, like, he's so different from RM and Yoongi that it's just like, when he released it, no one was surprised, but at the same time, it's just like, you're so different. And off of the B album for BTS, he wrote Disease, and that was so much fun. And just this man, people don't recognize, like, please, he's a force to be reckoned with.
There was a period of time. There was a period of time too where people were saying he wasn't as strong of a rapper as the other two. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people didn't like J-Hope.
For back what? Then. What did he ever do to you?
Because I think it's also depending on what you follow back then. Of course, like in the come up, I mean, even till now, there's still a lot of BTS haters, of course, but in their come up, even back then, it was so bad. And like, I remember seeing things where, like, not my words, okay, like other people were just not really paying attention to J-Hope, and it's just like, why is he in this group? He doesn't stand out compared to the rest of the members, and it's just like, this man's is cute. What are you talking about? And he can rap. You sure he wasn't my first bias in, like, when I was first really getting into them, but something clicked, and I was just like, this man is talented and he's handsome. Go away.
People were saying that about Jin too. So there was like a period of time where there was a lot of
even Jin, which is just like, but he's Mr. Worldwide Handsome. Like, people is like, people don't hide it. You're gonna be sad when he enlists. So stop. Don't do this. Don't talk shit like that. Listen, they're all valuable members for BTS, so it's just like, shut up. They're really good art, like individually and as a group, they're all good people. So anyways, what is your last album?
Yeah, so my last album is actually SF9's first full album, First Collection. That came out last year.
Oh, okay. I was like, I haven't, like, I kept up with SF9 with their earlier sound, so I haven't been as familiar with their more recent sound.
Yeah, that the title for that one was Good Guy, which was a very, very good song. And I believe that gave the group their first music show win as well.
Is that the one where it goes good guy, something like that? Yeah. Okay.
And then, like, one of my favorite B-sides ever, Fire, is off that song, and the lyrics are really stupid, but this, like, the song itself is so catchy. It's like my favorite thing. But there's a lot of diversity on that album, so that's, you know, why I like it so much. And obviously I like SF9 a lot, so I like to push their agenda.
I really hope, like, I'm not like a big SF9 fan, but I really hope they tour. It would be nice to see them live. I think we've gotten them at KCON at some point, so it's just like, really, like, I still feel like they're so underrated.
They are getting more popular, especially because Rowoon has a lot of like acting gigs and he's getting a lot of attention that way. So,
but a lot of them are also just pulling up acting gigs. Like, I feel like it's either half of them are models, half of them are actors, and then remember, we're still a group. When they did Kingdom, it was just like, true. Wow, everybody.
Channy is very popular also as an actor.
Yeah,
because he was in Sky Castle, like the only good character in Sky Castle.
You know what? I've seen him in so many aside from Rowoon, and I'm just like, huh? You're an idol too? What? But he's also a good actor too. What was the one that I just recently watched with him in it? It's the Idol show. Young was also in it, and so was ATEEZ.
Yeah, but imitation,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was like, oh, I remember seeing him in that, and that was a K-drama definitely meant for kids. Definitely.
I don't care. I don't care. All of my people were in it. So.
Yeah, like that was just like, oh, okay. Young was also in that. Young is my favorite out of all.
Yeah,
of them.
He's my bias.
Cute. Yeah,
I'm obsessed with him.
Him and Taeyong. Oh, very good looking dudes. I will speed through this one. No surprise on this last one. I have to talk about IU, but the most iconic album and the one that resonates with me and the one that I will always play is her Modern Times album. She did a lot of references, different styles in that album. She does a lot of jazz, pop, a lot of 20s references because it's the whole Great Gatsby kind of theme. So much goes on in this album, and I want her to come back with something similar to this again, or have a similar concept, because that was a lot to take in, but so iconic. Red Shoes was the title track off of this one. Like, I think she changed her hair like 3 or 4 times, and in her live shows, to match her hair color, she'll change the lyrics, because there's a lyric where the lady with blonde hair, and at the time she had blonde hair, and then she switched to red, and then she switched to black, and I'm just like, this queen, I love her. I love her so much. If you want that kind of diversity from a female artist, I will always be on the IU agenda. listen to it. And I think Modern Times is still one of her best albums to date. And got a lot of content out of that, a lot of good features off of this album. For example, we got Junghyun with before he passed, rest in peace. And for Gloomy Clock, we got Guyan from Brown Eyed Girls. We got a lot of veteran artists that I cannot name, but they're big names in the ballad world of Korean music. So yes, please just listen to it. Beginning to end, goes through different motions. Whoo, that was an album. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen to it and get into IU if you haven't. Yes.
Jay always on the IU agenda.
Always.
Right, Lucy? How do you feel about IU?
She's not looking.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah. But we also have some staff ones that we wanted to mention as well. And Connie, who is our creative director, our CEO, she chose SHINee's is it the Why So Serious? Yes.
Is it Why So Serious? I know that SHINee was like the group that got Connie into K-pop. She is a giant BTS stan now, but SHINee was the first. So
yes. And she liked Why So Serious, which is their third album. And she says Why So Serious gives she fell in love with the moody and dark vibe. Every single song on that album is unskippable, and it shows so much maturity in all of the members' vocal talents and music styles. My top songs from that album is Shine, Medusa 1, Like Fire, Excuse Me Miss, but honestly all of the songs on there are just amazing in their own ways, and these are from her words directly. Andrea, who is also one of our staff members, she gave us her top 9, but I will read out her top, like number 1 on her list. It is the Moonrise album by Day6, and she says she never thought all of my favorite songs from an artist could be from a single album, but Day6 proved me wrong. If you're on My Day, you know just how busy this band was in 2017. The members have spoken about the stress that came with releasing a single, a B-side, and a music video every month. Oh, that's right. This is when they did the monthly releases. When are we? I don't think we're ever going to get that back.
I don't think so. Sorry.
I don't think so. It was a hell of a project, but I hope that they can look back at it now and realize it was worth it. Moonrise is the album I play on instinct when I don't have anything in particular I want to listen to. It's the album I don't feel shy about playing to friends and family who don't listen to K-pop. I agree. I totally agree. It's my favorite album, and if you're thinking of getting into Day6 or Korean bands in general, this is the best place to start. So, yes, got through a lot today in this episode. We are definitely running out of time. So, just to add in really quickly, thank you to all of our staff members who contributed to and wanting to add into this episode with their top albums. I hope you find it, whether in part 1 when you listen to it, go listen to that episode, or in this one you find an album that will suit you. But also wanting to give credit to where really quickly to where this whole trend came from. It started, I think, from the anime community, and it's where they did their top anime of all time, and we are just taking it from other podcasts and people, Jacksepticeye, Trash Chase, who have did similar things but with movies and video games, all that, giving credit to them. We are not the originators of this, so yes, that's it. What do we want to close out with, Roxy?
To close out, our EXO mini zine is available. I have them over there. So if you want to order one, and yes, they come with a full photo card set of the front cover art. So if you order a print version, you get the full photo card set, but we also do have the digital version available if you want to spend less money. Both of those are up on the website, and we do have very limited stock of the print issue right now. So if you are interested in picking it up, I would suggest doing it ASAP. But yeah, everybody worked very hard on it and it looks fantastic. So be sure to pick up your copy.
Right. And definitely please check us out. Please give this video a like. Thank you for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy. Well, we have a special guest next episode. So be on the lookout for that.
Yep. All right. So this has been the Krazecast, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.